Santham Academy. Welcome to Digital Kaksha.
To get updates on new videos, click the subscribe button and the bell icon.
Hello students, today we are going to start with the next topic of chapter life process, that is nutrition in human beings. Human beings are heterotrophs and we depend on plants directly or indirectly for the food. Among heterotrophs, we show holozoic mode of nutrition, that is, we take solid complex food and then it is broken down into simple soluble forms inside the body. So we show holozoic mode of nutrition. And we are omnivores, that is, we feed on both plant product and animal products. Already we have studied the meaning of nutrition. Nutrition, that is the process of obtaining food and its utilization by the body. So, how nutrition process takes place inside the body, that we are going to study today. For nutrition process, we have a specific system known as digestive system. Meaning of digestion, breakdown. So, because we know that we take complex food inside the body and it has to be broken down into simple soluble forms, so we have the digestive system in our body. This digestive system consists of different organs which are involved in the process of digestion. So, all the parts which are involved in the process of digestion or which are part of the digestive system are together known as alimentary canal. What is alimentary canal? Alimentary canal is the long tube through which the food passes, and during this passage the food is broken down into simple forms so that it can be readily absorbed by the body. Now, what are the parts of the alimentary canal? The different parts of the alimentary canal, as you can see in the diagram, are first the mouth, second buccal cavity, third esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine and anus. So, all these parts, that is the mouth, buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine and anus, together they form the alimentary canal. So, alimentary canal is the long tube for the passage of food from the time of ingestion to the time of egestion. So, through the tube the food passes and the complex food converts into simple forms. Now, we are going to study each and every part in detail. Now, the first part of the alimentary canal is the mouth. Mouth is the opening for intake of food. So, the opening through which the food is taken inside the body is known as mouth. Behind mouth is the buccal cavity. Buccal cavity is the space where the food is taken in and then it is chewed and grinded, etc. And then it is converted into a paste form. So, this space whose roof is formed by a bony plate known as palate, floor is formed by the muscular tongue and the jaws are present. So, this space where the food is taken in, that space is known as the buccal cavity. In the buccal cavity, we have teeth, tongue and salivary gland. Now, we will study the function of all these. First, the teeth. In our mouth, we have 4 different types of teeth. We have incisors, that is the front teeth for cutting and biting the food. Then we have the canines which help in tearing the food. You must have seen the big canines of the lion, tiger, etc. That is the carnivore animals, because these canines helps in tearing the food. In human beings, we have small canines. Behind the canines are the premolars, and last we have the molars. Premolars and molars, these help in chewing and grinding the food into a fine paste, and this fine paste is known as bolus. So, in our mouth we have 4 different types of teeth: incisors, canines, premolars and molars. There are total 32 teeth present in an adult mouth. Now, the functions of the teeth, they help in biting the food, chewing the food and grinding the food into a fine paste. So, the first process of digestion begins in the mouth. The food is chewed, grinded and converted into paste. After buccal cavity, next part is the esophagus. Esophagus, also known as food pipe. Esophagus or food pipe is the long tube, as you can see in the diagram. It is a long tube about 25 centimeter long, and it connects buccal cavity and the stomach. In the esophagus, the food is pushed forward by the help of the muscles of esophagus. These muscles contract and relax, and they help to push the food forward towards the stomach. This contraction and expansion of walls of esophagus is known as peristaltic movement. So, esophagus is the tube which connects the buccal cavity and the stomach. The esophagus is connected to the stomach, which is the next part of the alimentary canal. As you can see in the diagram, stomach is muscular J-shaped structure. It is a muscular bag which is J-shaped. The function of the stomach is to store food for some time. When we eat food in the stomach for around 2 to 3 hours, the food is kept, and there the breakdown of the food takes place. And the other function of the stomach is that it passes the partially digested food into the small intestine, and it also helps in the process of digestion by the help of the gastric juices. The gastric juices which are secreted by the gastric gland. And where these gastric glands are present? These gastric glands are present in the walls of the stomach. So, stomach plays an important role in the process of digestion. The stomach is connected to the next part of the alimentary canal, that is the small intestine. The small intestine is highly coiled, long tube of about 6.5 meter long, and this is highly coiled tube. So, in small space in the abdominal cavity it is kept or it is placed. In herbivores, the small intestine is longer, and in carnivores small intestine is shorter. Why in herbivores the small intestine is longer? Because in herbivores the digestion of cellulose takes place. Herbivores eat plant parts, and plant contains cellulose. So, for the breakdown of cellulose or for the digestion of cellulose, more time is needed. So, for longer time the food stays in small intestine. So, herbivores have longer small intestine, and carnivores, they do not digest cellulose, so they have comparatively shorter small intestine. The function of the small intestine is again to help in the process of digestion. The inner walls of the small intestine contain finger-like projections. These finger-like projections are called villi. The function of the villi is to increase the surface area for absorption of the digested food, because the process of digestion gets completed in the small intestine. So, villi provides large surface area for absorption of the digested food. Now, small intestine also contains some glands. that is the intestinal gland. These intestinal glands are again present in the walls of the small intestine, and they secrete the intestinal juice which helps in the process of digestion. Small intestine is also the place where the other two glands, that is the liver and pancreas, they also pour their secretion through a duct. So, the liver secretes the bile juice and the pancreas secretes the pancreatic juice, and these also helps in the process of digestion, which we will study in the next topic. The small intestine is having three parts: duodenum, jejunum and ileum. So, these are the parts of the long tube of small intestine. Duodenum is the part which is connected to the stomach. Jejunum is the middle part and ileum is the lower part which continues into large intestine. The small intestine continues into large intestine. Large intestine is about 1.5 meter long, and it is the place where the undigested food reaches and then it passes further for egestion. In large intestine, the absorption of water takes place. The large intestine has two parts, colon and rectum. The colon is the part which is connected to the small intestine, and rectum is the lower part, and finally the rectum opens into an opening which is known as anus. Anus is the opening through which the undigested food is thrown out of the body. So, these are the different parts of the alimentary canal which runs from mouth to anus. Besides alimentary canal, there are some exocrine glands known as digestive glands associated with the digestive system. The function of these exocrine digestive glands is to secrete the digestive juices. The digestive juices contain enzymes and they help in the process of digestion. The first digestive gland is the salivary gland. Salivary gland, as you all know, it is present in the buccal cavity. In the mouth it is present, and salivary gland secretes saliva. Saliva which contain enzymes and it helps in breakdown of carbohydrate. Other gland is the liver, as you can see in the diagram. It is the largest gland of our body. Liver secretes bile juice, and bile juice makes the medium of food alkaline. So, bile juice is secreted through a duct from the liver. The bile juice which is secreted by the liver is stored in another gland which is known as gallbladder. Gallbladder stores bile juice for some time. Next gland is the pancreas. Pancreas, this is small gland present between stomach and the intestine, and it is little yellowish color and it secretes pancreatic juices, and pancreas also secrete insulin hormone which we will study later. So, pancreas is the only gland which is both endocrine gland and exocrine gland. It is exocrine gland because it secretes pancreatic juice through a duct. So, it is a duct gland. It is endocrine gland because it secretes hormone insulin directly into the blood. So, it is endocrine gland also. So, pancreas is the only gland which is both endocrine gland also and exocrine gland also. Besides pancreas, in the walls of the stomach, the gastric gland is present. The gastric gland secretes gastric juices. Gastric juice again contain enzymes like pepsin and lipase. Pepsin helps in breakdown of proteins and lipase helps in breakdown of fat into fatty acids. So, these are the two enzymes present in the gastric juice. Besides the two enzymes, gastric juice also contains hydrochloric acid. and this hydrochloric acid makes the medium of food acidic in the stomach. This acidic medium helps in the functioning of the pepsin enzyme. Because hydrochloric acid is present and it is highly corrosive in nature, so it will damage our internal organs. It will cause harm to our stomach and other body parts. So there is one protective substance known as mucus also present in the gastric juice. This mucus forms a lining on the walls of the stomach. Mucus forms lining on the inner walls of the stomach and protects the stomach from harmful action of harmful hydrochloric acid. So the gastric juice secreted by gastric gland, and gastric glands are present in the walls of the stomach. Gastric juice contains 4 things: hydrochloric acid, mucus, pepsin enzyme and lipase enzyme. Last gland is the intestinal gland related to the digestive system. This intestinal gland is present in the walls of the small intestine. Intestinal gland again contains digestive enzymes which helps in the process of digestion. So, digestive system consists of the long tube which is known as alimentary canal, and it also contains digestive glands which secrete digestive juices and helps in the process of digestion. After this, we will continue with the process of digestion, how the complex food is converted into simple soluble forms, into forms which can pass into the blood and can be readily absorbed or used in the body. So, now we are going to continue with the process of digestion. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, share and subscribe for more.